Welcome back to the Rift's automated character sheet. In today's mini tutorial, we are going to go over the skills sheet. On the left we have OCC skills. These are skills provided by an OCC that define it and its abilities. For example, an operator might have engineering and computer skills. A rogue scholar would have language literacy and archaeology skills. OCC related skills are skills that allow one to customize one's OCC. For example, an operator might specialize in robots by taking robot electronics and robot mechanics. Or he could take skills that specialize in ground vehicles and taking automotive mechanics and hovercraft mechanics. Next we have secondary skills. These are skills that are learned as a hobby or as self-taught, and unfortunately they are restricted to a very specific skill set. If you turn to page 300 of the Rift's Ultimate Edition, there is a list of skills that are available as secondary skills. And if you are not using the Rift's Ultimate sheet and you want a quick cheat sheet, we have this red tab here that you can pull out and you can see all the skills that are available. Now unfortunately many of the skills such as engineering, acrobatics, gymnastics are unavailable as secondary skills and must be taken as a OCC related skills. Those restrictions can also be found under the OCC related skills description on page 300. To pick a skill, all you have to do is select the cell that you want the skill to appear in, and then left click on the triangle that drops down a drop down menu. Now as you can see, there are a lot of skills here, and this might be overwhelming to new players or old players who just don't have a grasp of all the skills. Again, I highly recommend you take a look at the Rift's Ultimate Edition. You will be able to find the list of all the skills on page 302 and 303 of the Rift's Ultimate Edition, and all the descriptions of what each individual skill does can be found on pages 304 all the way to 330. Now to make things easy for us, we're just going to pick acrobatics. This is to show two things. First off, you can pick acrobatics or you can type acrobatics to get the skill. This is much easier, so you don't have to go, let's say you wanted to pick gymnastics, you don't have to go all the way down here to find gymnastics. You can just type it in. See, as it is, gotta find it, it's hidden. There you go, gymnastics. So I could simply just type gymnastics to get that skill. Second, you'll notice under this skill that it has several sub-skills. And the best way to implement this is to find your first skill and then copy the cells and pasting them into the corresponding cells below. And then you just go back and pick the skill, sub-skill that you want. And if you miss one, you just have to go back up, pick it again. Voila. Now you notice that the skills are automatically populated here. You can add your OCC abilities, so let's say your character gets a plus 10% bonus. If you push it here, you will get no bonus because there is actually no skill associated with acrobatics. All the skills are associated with the sub-skills, so you're going to have to add it to all the sub-skills, and you can see that they all jump up by 10%. Now the nice thing about the automated character sheet is that this part is automated. So we've taken acrobatics, and if you go over to the main page, you'll notice that you get a +1 to physical strength, physical prowess, physical endurance, and you get your +1 dice 6 to SDC. So all that information is already populated and calculated for you. Also, if you take a skill like Prowl, where you get a 5% bonus from also knowing acrobatics, you get a 35%. So if we just take off acrobatics for a moment, you see that drops back down to 30%. And when we put it back in, it pops back up. Additional bonuses such as IQ are also implemented, but unfortunately we have not put an IQ in yet. So if we change this to 20, you see that populates there, and we get a +6% to skills. If you go back to skills, you'll see that now Prowl is at 41% instead of 35%. Next, if you were to level up your character and you wanted to get new skills, let's say you got a couple of extra occupational related skills at, let's say, level 3, simply all you have to do is add it in and modify the levels section here. So for example, go back to the main sheet, bump ourselves up to level 3, go back to skills, you see the level has changed here. All these percentages have bumped up as well. But let's say we pick something like, let's go with art. It's an easy one to do. We have 56%, and if we had this all along, it would be at level 3 at this percentage, but since we're getting it at level 3, we're actually getting it 2 levels later, so we're going to subtract -2 from our level. So we're getting it now at level 1, so now it's 46%. Now if we were to advance in level, we would continue growing, but we would be 2 levels behind, so this number would grow at the correct rate. And the same thing applies with secondary skills. If you pick a secondary skill, like bodybuilding, there's no bonuses here, but you go to the main page, we got a +2 to strength, and we got a +10 to SDC. And if you pick a skill without bonuses, percentile based like carpentry, you'll see we get our 46%. And again, if you wanted to have this, say you got this at a higher level, that's lower, let's put our -2 because we got it at level 3, you'll see that it goes to 36. And if you were to jump this up to say level 6, you'll see that this is progressing, but at 2 levels behind all the other skills. And that concludes our mini tutorial on the skills sheet. Until next time.